Summer's officially here, and the bikini sale at shackshop.us is happening right now. Get hot styles, bold prints, and perfect fits, all on sale for a limited time. Whether you're beach-bound or poolside, we've got the bikini that makes you feel confident, cute, and totally summer-ready. So don't wait. Head to shackshop.us and shop the sale before it ends. That's shackshop.us, your new favorite bikini spot.
The strikes on Iranian leadership infrastructure. What has been claimed? According to statements from Israeli and U.S. officials and regional media, Israeli and U.S. forces conducted coordinated strikes on senior Iranian leadership infrastructure. Targets reportedly included facilities associated with Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's compound in northern Tehran. Satellite imagery circulating in media shows structural damage within a fortified complex believed to house leadership offices. Iranian officials have neither confirmed leadership casualties nor provided independent proof of Khamenei's condition. Assessments by Western officials remain ongoing. At this stage, there is no independently verified confirmation regarding the fate of Iran's supreme leader. Nature of the reported targets. If the reported strike focused on Khamenei's compound, the target would likely include what is commonly referred to as the Beit-e-Rahbari, House of Leadership. This complex is widely understood to include administrative offices, secure communications facilities, residential quarters, security perimeters, and layered defenses, possibly underground or hardened structures. Such facilities are typically constructed with reinforced concrete, blast-resistant architecture, subterranean safe rooms, redundant communication systems. If damage is visible from satellite imagery, analysts would look for crater signatures, collapsed roof lines, burn patterns, secondary explosions, which might indicate stored materials or munitions. However, visible damage alone does not confirm whether senior individuals were present at the time of impact. How a strike of this nature would likely be conducted? Without speculating operational details, modern high-value leadership targeting typically involves A. Intelligence preparation, persistent satellite surveillance, signals intelligence, communications monitoring, human intelligence sources, pattern of life analysis, movement tracking. B. Precision strike assets. If a fortified compound was struck, likely tools could include long-range precision-guided munitions, air-launched standoff missiles, possibly stealth aircraft to reduce radar detection, electronic warfare to degrade air defenses. Israel has demonstrated capability for long-range precision strikes, while the United States provides advanced surveillance, refueling, and targeting support. C. Suppression of air defenses. Strikes inside Tehran would require careful mitigation of Iran air defense systems, which include Russian-designed systems, indigenous radar networks, mobile missile batteries. Reports of successful penetration suggest either limited Iranian defensive response, pre-strike electronic disruption, or targeted disabling of radar installations. None of these possibilities have been officially confirmed. Why target leadership infrastructure? Targeting leadership compounds signals a strategic shift beyond infrastructure degradation. Traditionally, previous Israel-Iran shadow conflict has focused on nuclear facilities, weapons production sites, IRGC commanders abroad, proxy infrastructure. A strike on a supreme leadership compound would represent escalation toward regime decapitation strategy, direct challenge to sovereign leadership continuity, psychological and political messaging. Even if Khamenei was not present, striking the compound would carry symbolic weight. Iran's immediate military response. Reports indicate retaliatory missile launches targeting Israeli territory, U.S. regional military bases, Gulf states hosting U.S. assets. Strategically, this response serves multiple purposes. Demonstrate survivability and capability, reassert deterrence, signals that leadership continuity remains intact. Avoid appearing weakened domestically. However, Iran's retaliation appears calibrated rather than unlimited, suggesting Tehran may seek to avoid full-scale regional war. If approximately 40 missiles struck or were intercepted over Israel, several systems likely played roles. Iron Dome, short-range, David Sling, medium-range, Arrow systems, ballistic threats, U.S.-operated Patriot or THAAD systems in Gulf states. Reports that some Gulf states intercepted incoming missiles underscore Iran's willingness to widen the pressure field, the vulnerability of U.S. assets in the Gulf, the delicate position of Gulf governments. Strategic escalation risks. This strikes introduce several escalation variables. A. Leadership decapitation risk. If Khamenei were killed, succession instability could emerge. Hardline elements might push for broader retaliation. If he survived, Iran may frame the attack as proof of foreign aggression. Retaliatory cycles may continue through proxy forces. B. Proxy activation. Iran retains leverage through Hezbollah in Lebanon, militias in Iraq, Houthis in Yemen, Syrian-based networks. Large-scale activation would significantly widen the conflict. C. Maritime risk. The Strait of Hormuz remains a strategic choke point. Even limited harassment could spike oil prices further, trigger multinational naval deployments. Intelligence uncertainty. Leadership targeting is notoriously difficult to confirm quickly because regimes may conceal casualties, communication blackouts are common, decoy structures and hardened bunkers exist, disinformation spreads rapidly during conflict.
Historically, confirmation of high-level deaths often takes days or weeks. Political signaling behind the strike. If the objective was not necessarily assassination but strategic messaging, possible goals may include reasserting deterrence against Iran's nuclear development, demonstrating capability to strike deep into Tehran, pressuring internal Iranian elites, shaping succession calculations. The fact that officials are publicly discussing the possibility of Khamenei's death without confirming it may itself be strategic psychological pressure. What to watch next? Key indicators that would clarify the situation: a public appearance or video message from Khamenei, emergency session of the Assembly of Experts, IRGC leadership reshuffling, elevated nationwide security posture inside Iran, proxy escalations outside Iranian borders. Until one of these signals emerges clearly, the situation remains in a zone of high uncertainty. Bottom line: the compound associated with Iran's supreme leader appears to have sustained visible damage. No independent confirmation exists regarding Khamenei's death. The strike represents a significant escalation in Israel-Iran confrontation. Retaliatory exchanges have already broadened the regional footprint. The strategic consequences depend heavily on whether leadership continuity inside Tehran remains intact.